All right, let's go to the other big breaking news, and this is about Rudy Giuliani. We teased it at the top of the hour. We now have Tom Winter, our investigations correspondent, with us to talk about it. And Tom, the initial reporting was that Rudy Giuliani's lawyers have been informed that he's now a target of the investigation, and we have confirmed this, right?
That's correct. I spoke with Robert Costello, who's the attorney for Rudy Giuliani, who says, yes, they've been informed. They were informed today in a phone conversation from one of the prosecutors that's working on this case to Rudy Giuliani's local counsel. So he has some people that are familiar with the Georgia laws. Specifically, Costello says that they were told that he's now a target of this. Costello points out that they were initially told that Giuliani was a material witness. That was an effort to compel Giuliani's testimony in New York court paperwork. So basically, the people in Georgia that are investigating this, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, went to the New York courts to try to compel Rudy Giuliani's testimony before this grand jury. And they said that he was a material witness. Now they've been told verbally that, in fact, he is a target of that investigation. Now, if this was a federal investigation, I could tell you the difference between subject and target. It's spelled out. It's in the U.S. Attorney's Manual. I hear Chuck Rosenberg in my ear now saying to go check the manual, but I would know that off the top of my head. Our colleague Blaine Alexander is out to the District Attorney's Office to try to get a definition on this or what this specifically means for Giuliani. Presumably, it means that he's now somebody who is of focus and potentially could face a recommendation for charges. Because remember, this grand jury is not a grand jury that can vote to indict anybody that's involved in this inquiry. They're going to put out a report, and from there, a separate grand jury would then have to look at this and decide if there were charges. Either way, it seems to be some sort of indication that this investigation, which is focused on whether or not anybody in the former President Trump's orbit or the former president was involved in any sort of efforts to interfere in the 2020 election in Fulton County, Georgia, that at least they look at Giuliani at this point as somebody who could have the potential for criminal exposure. We'll just have to see where all this goes. Two questions I know you're going to ask. One, will Giuliani still show up for the grand jury this week? Costello says yes. In fact, that is the plan at this point. His testimony had been postponed because of surgery that Giuliani had. And then as far as whether or not he'll get into the subject of any sort of conversations between the former President Trump and Giuliani, he called it delusional. That's a quote, that there would be any sort of testimony in regards to that because of attorney-client privilege. They say they've communicated that to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
You know me too well, Tom. You know the questions I'm going to ask even before I ask them.